Beyond the Shiny Object, Chapter 6, Challenging Masculine Norms, How Traditional Gender Expectations Share Trauma Responses. Gender is increasingly understood as a spectrum rather than a binary concept. This perspective embraces diverse identities and acknowledges the complexity of individuals' experience. Gender theory delves into the ways societal norms and expectations shape not only how masculinity and femininity are defined, but also how they are performed in daily life. These dynamics, including social constructs, intersectionality, power relationships, and the impact of toxic masculinity, play a significant role in shaping the experiences of male sexual survivors of sexual abuse. Gender is not merely a biological reality, but a social construct, heavily influenced by cultural norms. For male survivors of sexual trauma, these societal expectations can profoundly affect how they perceive and cope with their experience. Traditional ideas of masculinity often discourage vulnerability and seeking help, pushing men towards emotional withdrawal, avoidance, and anxiety. This creates a significant barrier to recovery as these men struggle to reconcile their traumatic experience with the rigid expectations placed on them. The shiny object in this context is a societal narrative that equates masculinity with emotional stoicism and control. This narrative not only dictates how men are expected to behave, but also how they internalize their trauma. For instance, the pressure to toughen up can lead men to surpass their emotions, viewing vulnerability as a weakness. This often results in men taking pride in their ability to emotionally distance themselves from their trauma. While this may seem protective in the short term, it ultimately hinders genuine healing by preventing men from processing their trauma and developing healthier coping mechanisms. Furthermore, the intersection of gender with other aspects of identity, such as race, sexuality, socioeconomic status, adds complexity to how male survivors experience trauma. Cultural expectations around masculinity can vary, influencing how men seek support or express emotions. These expectations often lead to emotional withdrawal, making it difficult for men to engage fully in recovery as they internalize the beliefs that showing emotions is a sign of weakness. In therapy, the influence of gender norms become evident. Male survivors may find it challenging to establish trust or engage authentically due to the internalized pressure to maintain a facade of strength. Therapists, too, can be influenced by these norms, sometimes reinforcing harmful narratives by avoiding discussions that would require male clients to confront their vulnerabilities. This dynamic can perpetuate feelings of shame and guilt, making it even more difficult for male survivors to heal. Understanding the impact of gender norms is crucial for developing effective therapeutic approaches. The role of the therapist is not just to address the symptom of trauma, but to challenge the societal expectations that hinder recovery. By fostering an environment where emotional expression and vulnerability are encouraged and seen as strengths, therapists can help male clients move beyond the distractions of their societal shiny objects and focus on the deeper work of healing. Gender theory also highlights how these societal norms impact relationships. Men who adhere to the toughen up narrative often struggle to form deep, intimate connections. Their relationships may remain superficial as they avoid emotional closeness to protect themselves from perceived vulnerability. This avoidance can lead to a cycle of isolation and disconnection, further complicating their recovery process. Moreover, the influence of the therapist's gender on the therapeutic process cannot be overlooked. Male therapists, shaped by the same societal expectations, may unconsciously avoid sensitive discussions, reinforcing the very norm that the clients need to challenge. This avoidance can stifle the therapeutic process, preventing male clients from fully engaging in their work necessary for healing. To break this cycle, it is essential to create a therapeutic environment where men feel safe to explore their emotions without fear of judgment. Therapists must be aware of their own biases and the way in which gender norms influences their interactions with clients. By actively challenging the expectations and supporting men in developing healthier coping mechanisms, therapists can help clients build stronger, more meaningful connection in their lives. Ultimately, the integration of gender theory into therapeutic process is vital for the support of male survivors of sexual trauma, recognizing how societal norms shape avoidance, anxiety, and repetition allows therapists to tailor their intervention to address the unique challenges faced by male clients. By fostering a therapeutic environment that values authenticity and vulnerability, therapists can help men take the necessary step towards healing, breaking freedom from the constraint of traditional masculinity and forming deeper and more fulfilling relationships.